Welcome to the Can Wine Podcast, where we open cans of wine and talk about it. This is Season 4 and Episode Ultimate. We've come to the end of the Rosé Roundup and, in fact, the end of the season. So we're very excited about that. As we always begin the season with nothing, we will end this one, but I'm getting ahead of myself now. Our Cantastic journey continues, and we cross the border from France to Germany. But first, as always, our wine nerd word of the week for this week is minerality. Now, these are aromas or flavors that, or textures even, that evoke natural earthy flavors. Now, we're not talking about taking a couple of scoops of dirt and throwing it in there, but what we are talking about is flint, chalk, saline, whetstones, these kind of minerality flavors to the complexity of the wine, and they're mostly a result of the terroir where it's grown. So if it's grown in a chalky soil, it may impart something. If it's grown on acidic volcanic things, there could be some indication of that as well. So now that brings us to our can of the week and our guest of the week. We have Dean, our Dean of Dealcoholization. Are you there, Dean?
I am, Brad. Greetings.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Rosé Roundup, the portion of the season that you actually named.
I've been pleased to be a part of this.
Yeah, and I've been pleased to have you on board because you clued us into this whole NA wine thing, which wasn't something that I was aware of or even reached out to, but it's really been one of the more enjoyable discoveries of our adventure here, and our Cantastic journey was to see these various NA wines, and we've done a passel of them, as they would say out west. We did a passel of them, a whole bunch of them this year, and without fail, they were decent wines.
All of them we've tasted have been remarkable.
Great. And what is our wine of the week?
Our wine of the week is the Lights Vineyards 120 Sparkling Rosé. It's an alcohol-removed rosé wine in the 250 milliliter can.
Exactly. And we don't have an alcohol content because it's 0.05. It's almost undescribable or unmeasurable, the amount of alcohol in here. It is only 40 calories, and they say that it has 4.13 grams per liter of residual sugar. So I think that puts it into the fairly dry range. It's also vegan friendly. It is a rosé, a sparkling one. And who is the winemaker, Dean?
The winemaker is Johannes Leitz, who's got a vineyard over in Germany, fairly old one that was destroyed during World War II. His mom kept it going until he became of age, and he took it over in 1985. And now I understand the son is also involved and may be taking it over.
Yeah, and I think the Rheingau region where they produced this wine was heavily impacted by World War II. A lot of troops going both ways through there, so that probably was why they were kind of bombed out. But at any rate, the wine survived, and they're able to make these great wines. Now, this particular wine is a Pinot Noir grapes, and it is described in their material as the essence of summer. So that's it's a big hat to wear, but if they've done it right, and apparently they are master winemakers, not just with the NIA stuff, which they're very good at, but with other high-end wines that they make. So what have you discovered about their processes, Dean?
Well, for one thing, you talk about minerality, and I think one of the things I read was that their terroir includes this slate soil, where it's very crumbly, lots of pore space in the soil, and they feel that adds a lot to their wines. And then the other fact is that they remove the alcohol with vacuum distillation, using a process that was patented in Germany in 1907.
Exactly. And the NA wines and beverages is a huge and growing concern in Germany as it is in North America. It's very popular. We're averaging of views 3 times what we get on a typical canned wine podcast. Like if we get X, we get 3X for the NA stuff. So people are very interested in this, and rightly so. Not only do you get the advantage of having a small portion, which is a kind of a portion reduction thing when it comes to the regular wine, but with NA, there's no downside, and you can also use this to make various cocktails and these sorts of things. So we're very excited to be opening this. Are you in a position ready to do what we do here at the Can Wine Podcast?
And that is open up cans of wine and talk about it. I'm ready.
All right.
Sir.
This is a little more rosé than the previous wine we had. What color would you declare this to be, Dean?
I'm going to call this medium pink, according to the wine folly book that I have open.
Yeah, it's almost a golden pink too, like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I am smelling a fairly fruity notes coming out of there. They say that it might have berry flavors, things along these lines. Rose
I
hips.
think, yeah, watermelon, cherry.
Very crisp. And a nice, gentle effervescence there. Carbon dioxide is one of the things that they add, so I think it's not naturally carbonated, but obviously if you're removing all the alcohol, you can't have natural carbonation. Excellent.
I think it's got that perfect balance of it's decidedly not sweet, but it doesn't pucker your mouth either. It's right in that middle zone there, where it's just a little sweet, just a little dry. Is what I'm tasting.
Yep. Out of the park. They really hit this one.
Nice.
And that effervescence adds a nice little bit of complexity to it too. Well, we've had some interesting comments on our last few episodes, and as always, if you comment and we are able to get your information, we're going to send you one of these fantastic New York postcards that we've been giving away all summer long. So thank you for the people that were asking where we came up with the idea of the Canned Wine Podcast, and I was half joking, but in all honesty said, well, I was thinking about doing a podcast and was enjoying a can of wine on the beach, and I thought, hey, I should do a podcast about canned wine just to figure out how it works. And 4 seasons and 200 plus episodes later, all with, there were a few different vintages, but mostly it's been different cans. And we've really learned a lot about canned wine, and maybe told a few people not to be afraid to try it out. And of course, we have not shotgunned one of these, as someone said in one of our first episodes. You could shotgun it. Well, no, we like to enjoy wine the traditional way, in a glass, and savor all of the flavors. We're not here, obviously, with the NA to get loaded. So.
No, it's a big thing, this whole NA lifestyle, and the winemaker, or actually the wine importer here, is really committed to dry lifestyle, but providing beverages that are high quality, that are very enjoyable, and not just to endure, so to speak.
Shatsy Wine, Milan, New York. Now, where did this come from? I got it from a wine store in Beacon called artisan wines and liquors right on Main Street in Beacon, and they always have some of different stuff and interesting stuff. So I appreciate that they go out on a limb there to get us the good quality stuff in the cans. What are you going to be pairing this with, Dean?
Well, it's a little bit late, so I am just drinking this with nothing. But I think it would go well with. It would stand up well with a baked chicken dinner, something like that. I think it's got flavor enough to stand up to a decent meal.
Exactly. I have somebody gave me for Father's Day a container of JoJo's pistachio almond cranberry bites with dark chocolate. So I'm going to try that with this, and they've tasted really great with just about everything. So that's my choice. Some dark chocolate.
One more interesting thing about the winery is that they're all powered by photovoltaic and very environmentally friendly and sustainable. Just thought that was a little interesting sideline on the winery.
Well, that's great. So they're like a zero emission type of everything they run off of electric solar power. That's great.
Solar power, yep. And if you want one more little piece of trivial information, the amount of alcohol in this dealcoholized wine, there's actually more alcohol in a ripe banana than there is in this dealcoholized wine.
Well, I'll watch out for that. You never know where.
Just so you know, I thought that was an interesting piece of trivia.
I remember reading that, yeah. So, our shout outs. Now, we took this wine. This wine is a little more traveled than just to, I put yours in the mail and it traveled all the way down to Lynchburg, Virginia. But we took a can of this down as we're at the end of the season, and this will come out right around the 250th birthday of America. And we took it down to Liberty Island, or as close as we could get at the Liberty Science Center, and took some pictures there. So I'll be flashing a picture of that. And our friend Rayola was more than happy and very patient with me taking her photo and holding the can up and getting her to pose. To thank the people that have helped us, and thanks to you, Dean. We really appreciate your effort over all of these seasons to come up with the good stuff and be patient with our sometimes delayed approaches to things, because today I had to rush out and rescue some garden plants, and life goes on. But the wine episodes still come through. So now our head scratcher is, what grape is used to make this beautiful wine? I'm quite enjoying this. Are you enjoying it, Dean?
I still am. It is very, it's, to me, standalone. It's got great flavor, and you can just sip it and enjoy it.
I still reference their Riesling. Remember that the white that we tried? It was a very dry, tasty Riesling. I enjoyed that one. Do you remember that one? It was in a blue can.
Yes, I think we've tried three or maybe four of these 1-2 ones.
Yeah, I think there was might have been a red in there too.
Bart, the QR code does not seem to bring you anywhere, just so you know.
Okay. Oh, good to know. This really pairs well with that dark chocolate. I'm really enjoying that. And thank you for helping us out, as I said earlier, Dean. We have sent you a number of postcards and things, and I have a thank you card I'm going to fire off this week to you. So thanks again.
I proudly wear my
center stage cap.
Center stage cap. Actually, I have two of them. I proudly wear them all the time.
the company that refuses to die. It it started out around 1986, I think, as a rental house for theatrical lighting and sound equipment, and has morphed into the catch-all for this online event. So, and I'm going to continue on just to let the listeners know we'll continue. We're having too much fun to not continue the Canned Wine podcast, and a very exclusive group we've done over this last season. So we're really blowing up, however you wanted to see it. And surprisingly, some of these things will get 1,500, 1,700 views. I'm a bit surprised, But we try and be very consistent. We always lead with the education and the word of the week, and then end with a question, so it keeps you thinking. And I, for one, have remembered and learned a lot about wine, so I'm quite enjoying it. And we will be back. Who knows? Maybe we'll start some other esoteric podcast about trees or branches, or who knows, something that
we'll get people interested in very obscure things.
Yes, that's our expertise, and to get my own blog back going, and it was one about tree care and stuff that I started many years ago back in Canada. In fact, it's called treecarecanada.blogspot.com. So if you're wanting to get any kind of interesting tree care information, check it out. There is no podcast with that yet, but who knows? Now that we have the technology and we've perfected it over 3 years or 4 seasons, it wouldn't be difficult to do. But it does take a fair bit of time. You say, oh man, it's only 12 minutes or 13 minutes. But that's just the beginning. There's a double or triple the time to edit it. We have to get the pictures, the information, Dean's fantastic art shots that we blow in here. So it all comes together just to give you a little bit of interest and some stuff that you may not see anywhere else. Because as far as I can see, we're really the only podcast that's completely dedicated to canned wines. And it's not, oh, those guys are only just drinking canned wine, they're crazy. I drink other kinds of wine too, and recently we had a really nice French champagne. We had, a number of really good bottles. I don't generally drink box wine because it's strictly the volume of it, but we had company over and we drank a few bottles, and it's not all about the can. The can is handy if you're just sitting around with a friend or two and want to have a glass of wine. The low volume is nice, and they're also really handy. They don't weigh a ton. They're recyclable, and I think it's a good format. I'm not sure why the market trend right now is for small bottles, which it's like, why would you want a heavy bottle when you can get a 250 milliliter can that weighs nothing, and you can put it into your recycle bin? But I'm digressing, because we're at the end of the Canned Wine podcast here, and we'd like to thank you, Dean, and thank all of our listeners for tuning into this Canned Wine podcast, where we open cans of wine and talk about it. And remember, as always, to enjoy responsibly. If that's an NA beverage like this, more power to you. If it isn't, just because it comes in a can doesn't mean you can drink and drive. The Canned Wine podcast is a Center Stage production. All rights reserved.